Canadians don't do. You guys can't do basketball. No, that's wrong. By the way, I have a fascination with curling. The Olympics come on and curling is on, and I try to tell Natalie, like, this is so exciting, and she thinks I'm nuts.
I love watching curling.
My
biological father
curling team. I'm sorry, who does?
My biological dad. He curls.
They actually started a curling team here in my city. And they use the local ice rink, and I mean, it's a lot harder than it looks. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so much fun. So I told, who was it? Who did I tell? Next time I come up to Toronto, I think we're going to all try to go out to it. I guess you have places where you just curl. Like you have the curling establishments. And we're going there. So.
Someone's got some noisy stuff going on in the background there, guys.
Sure, just traffic. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
At least, I've been thankful because I live really close to a railway system and the train goes by here often. So you'll be hearing it go.
Well, it's awesome. Well, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah. With us right now, we have my friend Adriana, who's also known as Insects Are Cool. She's our local entomologist.
I'm also
we have
I'm a fellow Okie.
Really? What part of Oklahoma?
I'm in Stillwater.
Oh yeah, you're about 90 miles, or about an hour and a half up the road. That's cool. Good to see you.
And Bethany is also with us, and she was the lady that I interviewed just the other day, telling us her story as well. And another fellow knucklehead as we were with us, named Dean, but she is on the opposite coast of me.
I'm on the nicer coast.
Knucklehead. I gotta write that down. Knucklehead. That's so clever. All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's
good to be able to hang out with everybody. So I mean, were you born, Neil, in Canada?
I was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, at Vancouver General Hospital on October 20th, 1966.
Like when I went to there, I was at, I think, Imagine No Religion was the conference there, and we just went straight from the airport to the venue to the airport. I didn't get to enjoy Vancouver, and everyone's like, "Oh, have you seen Vancouver? It's wonderful. What a great city!" And I'm like, "I have no idea. I just went straight to the venue, and I felt kind of cheated,
Well, you know what? Then we're gonna have to work on getting you back up here, and I can take you to some fantastic places here, Seth. I'll show you the city, like you should. Well, Whistler, you got to go up to Whistler, BC.
Okay.
Stanley Park. Just the city itself is something to behold because everyone that walks around there is such a cultural diversity here is crazy. And everyone here is like super friendly. It's true what they say. Canadians are constantly apologizing for stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like they looked at you the wrong way. Oh, sorry about that. So
I saw a Dave Barry article about when he visited Japan, and he said that they're the most deferential people on the surface. The most deferential people. He's like conversations like, "Hello," and the person says, "I'm sorry." "No, I'm very sorry." "No, I'm much more sorry. I should be killed." They're very deferential in that way, and I always thought it was just a funny line. So anyway,
we get into sorry fights here a lot too.
Yeah.
I'd love to come up north. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Mostly it's just a matter of finding a time and a date and a venue and figuring out a way to pay for it. But,
come to Newfoundland.
To where?
To Newfoundland.
Okay.
Newfoundland.
Yeah, that's the end of the north of New York. Just keep going and going. If you hit Greenland, you went a little bit too far.
Well, I met a couple, I think, from your neck of the woods. Catherine Roberts is her name, and they came out of the faith, and they said they lived up there. She said it's very remote. Does that sound right? Very isolated and small town kind of thing.
We're a very small townish kind of people. The whole province has 500,000 people in it. The whole province. The biggest city is 125,000 or so.
Okay, all right. Well, and they're precious. They're precious people.
I come in because I wanted to tell you one quick story, and then I wanted to free up room for anybody else. My back's killing me. I actually had a good day today, Neil.
Excellent.
And
Good for you.
I cleaned up my space, and now I'm all good. My back's really, really bad, and it's been bad all winter, and I literally didn't do anything. So, but
It's always winter in Newfoundland.
I get this itch whenever I see you. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
know.
what it is. I love you, Neil. But Seth, when I first really started watching the whole YouTube skeptic kind of stuff, I started on your stuff.
Wow.
Some of your stuff was some of the first stuff. I never really was a believer, but like there's something wrong, and I could never ever put my mind into what that wrong was. And one show of yours, I was listening, and you said something about it. The Old Testament was full of incest and genocide. The old stories are all incest and genocide, and I'm like, that's the thing. that's the ding. That's what I couldn't figure out when I was like 5 years old or 10 years old, and I couldn't figure out why the stories were wrong and why the flood. That's what it was. You were talking about the flood.
Well, I'm
And
glad it helped you.
yeah, it's like
I love the flood. Usually, if someone asks me about the Bible, I start with Noah's Ark. I think that's the best, one of the best tools. So,
like I said, it
Yes.
was killer. Hearing your voice say that it was a story of incest and genocide, and I'm like, that's exactly it. I can't believe it. Somebody put a word to what I couldn't figure out what was going on, because even as an adult, my head doesn't go there.
5? You were thinking of incest and genocide?
No, I couldn't at 5. I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay.
And when I was in my teens, it's something that never ever popped into my head as being something that could be.
Sure.
It's just the concept of it. That kind of stuff just never entered.
it sounds
my
like
brain.
you were probably already on that page. I just helped you put language to it. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, exactly. That's more what I was getting at. It's like I was already I never believed. I kind of did the Neil thing. I did the whole pagan thing for a bit in high school, and and even after high school, I was like, I'm a Wiccan, but that was only because of their whole what is it, Neil? That the harm, do what you want, but harm
Do
none.
as you will,
Yeah,
and you harm none, do as you will.
yeah, and that's pretty much what my philosophy's always been. So,
Right.
just whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's like getting those words put to that story. It's like, wow, he's a genius.
So you're very kind. I'm glad it encouraged you. That's
yeah,
really kind of you.
and actually, it was again like Neil said. You helped him get him started, and with your words of wisdom and encouragement too, also helped me getting my end started too. Because I do more tech stuff, and I do like after parties and stuff like that too, but it's more leave the politics and religion at the door and let's have some fun kind of thing where atheists can just come and have fun. The winter has not been good for that because of my back problems that I've been having, but maybe the summer things will calm down, and doctor put me on some meds, so maybe things will come down and I'll actually be able to start doing that again.
Good news. Good news.
So Neil, I'll have me to contend with.
Well, thank you again for the kind word.
So I'll let you guys go. I love you. It's nice meeting you, Seth.
Love you too.
And love you
too.
guys, and you have a wonderful night.
All right.
Bye.
See you later.
So Matthew, you've joined us. Well, Matthew's one of our he's our trucker.
Hey, Matthew.
So-
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Seth.
Are you a nomad? Are you like in a different city every night? Or
A lot of the times I am. It just kind of depends. Like, actually, I'm still in Fort Pierce because my truck is at Peterbilt of Fort Pierce, Florida. and I'm at a Holiday Inn Express, and just because I'm here doesn't mean I'm going to be any smarter by the time I leave here.
Oh, that's
I
too
just want to
bad.
make that clear.
Always
okay?
go where the Wi-Fi is free. That's good
Yeah.
advice.
There you go. Well, for damn near $100 a night, it better be free.
Well, it's nice to meet you, my friend.
It's nice to meet you, and I love your videos.
Thank you.
And I especially love your voice. You actually, because I'm a amateur voiceover guy, and so every time I listen to your videos, I always think, God, he would make an awesome big voice guy.
Well, thanks for that. I was talking to somebody. Who was it? I was at a tour stop, and she said, "Don't take this personally, but I fall asleep to you every night." And I was like, I'm not sure what to do with that.
Yeah.
It's
It's like your ASMR or something.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's almost like saying, you have a face for radio. Or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
My
that's-
mom
you know,
tells me.
I listen, and then she's like, no. I mean, it soothes me. And I'm like, well, I'll take that. But I guess I'm Sominex for the ears to some people. So
Sominex.
that'll work. I'm glad I fulfill a function in our society. I'm glad I fulfill a function.
Yeah, and I love the Satanic Panic.
Yeah, that's
thing
one of
you
the
come
best
out.
ones.
That's
Me
yeah,
too.
I think.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was the first one I seen, because it was who got me started. You and Jacqueline Glenn, I believe, were the first two that I'd ever seen, which led me, to Aaron and GM Skeptic and Telltale and everybody, and then
Wonderful
I found,
YouTube algorithms.
yeah, and then I found Neil, and so Neil is a part of my big group of big time atheists that I follow.
yeah.
And you're getting there. Don't cut yourself short, Neil.
Remember the little people, Neil.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to remember the little people. That's right. There's a quick question for you from Beach Price in the chat, Seth. Beach wanted to know if you ever got any moral twinges when you were a child and reading the Old Testament stories.
No. And it's funny when they like the story of Noah's Ark is a story of drowning babies. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, but they don't pitch it to you like that when you're a kid. They teach you to become expert cherry pickers. So for us, it was, the Bible, the Noah's Ark's a beautiful story where God saved animals. And look, there's a drawing of animals 2 by 2, like 2 lions. Suspiciously, they were both male lions walking into the ark.
Shit.
I'm like, good luck reproducing there. But and God rescued the family, and then he made a rainbow, and there was a dove, and it's beautiful. God is so good. That's how they teach you to think. And as a kid, we always thought, well, God had to do what he had to do because it's a fallen world, which is such an awful cop-out. And again, later when you read the Bible and it's not deferential, it's not a love letter, but you're actually going to hold God to some kind of a moral standard because you have a moral standard. Then all that stuff jumps out and you feel stupid for missing it in the first place. So.
Right. One of the questions I asked my Hebrew school teacher when we went over the old Bible stories, especially the Old Testament ones with Noah's Ark and Genesis and stuff like that, I said, so let me get this straight. I was probably 7 or 8 years old, I think, at the time. And I said, so 2 of every animal from all over the world came and went on the ark. I kind of want to know how the sloths made it there from South America. These are animals that literally move like 10 feet in an hour. How the hell did they get all the way over to the Middle East?
Oh yeah, my favorite is penguins walking 8,000 miles to board a boat in the desert. That's one of my favorites right there. The penguins on the ark sitting next to the camels and the fruit bat and the anaconda and the hamster. Yeah, that's awesome. That's
I always wondered whose big idea was it to drag bacteria onto the ark, and cancer and shit like that. Whose bright idea was it? Was that one of his sons? a
Nice big bag
drinking
of
haze.
viruses or something.
This is one that always got me, and I talk about this in a few of my speeches. But I'm like, all right, why the hell did Noah send the dove out to find land? Because Noah is on a craft with no motor, no rudder, no sail. It cannot be steered. So they could have been 50 feet from terra firma, right? They could have been 50 feet from dry land. It would have made zero difference because they would have just drifted right on by it. I never understood. Like, what happens when the dove brings you back a branch, and then what? Like, everybody just
You
jumps
use it
over to the
steer the
side
boat.
and pushes. I mean, how does that work?
Huh.
Feel
Well,
free to
maybe
use
the
that
branch
one.
was big enough. Yeah, they could have used it as a rudder. This branch of theirs.
I
maybe.
guess, yeah. Kill the
Of course.
dove and use it as a rudder, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, Noah was a drunk,
Yeah.
so
Well, he
Oh, yeah.
ended up being.
You have a problem with that?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Now,
How
who
can you
here
stay
in the
drunk
chat
for-
have I not yet met? I want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence before I have to jet here. But, who have I not
Well,
met?
Me,
Tell me your name.
Bethany.
So nice to be able to talk to you, Bethany.
Yeah,
from?
I was the one with full pimply face astronaut yesterday for Saturday. So Saturday?
You played Drawful with us. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Wait,
tell
what
you,
did I miss?
your videos have been awesome.
Thank you, Bethany. Neil, we on Facebook and Twitch occasionally, I will fire up a game of Drawful, which is a game you play with your cell phone and you can play it online. And everybody has to draw these odd pictures with their finger. And so it's clumsy, it's awful. There's no erase button, which is what makes the game great fun. And so we'll play 8 people at a time. It live casts out to social media. And Bethany was one of the ones in one of the games yesterday, and she can attest. It's a lot. It's even more fun in person when you get everybody in the same room. It's a ball. It's a ball.
Well, ping me next time you're doing this, and I'll come along and try out my artistic talents.
Yeah. I mean, do you have a Facebook?
I do. Okay. It's just Neil Bernstein. You'll see I've got the same branding logo for my picture, and of course you'll see the banner with me in the blood donor chair and
BURN
BER.
There you are.
Yeah. Which is something I meant to talk to you about during the actual
apparently
interview.
I've got a friend request from you, but I'm at 5,000, so I have to wait for someone to drop. I'm going to bookmark this, and then the next person that drops, I'll just make sure you slide right in there. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I think you can probably still message even if you're not.
Yeah.
Even if we're not like technically friends or whatever. But something I wanted to talk to you about a little bit about myself, because I went on to Talk Heathen, or called in, I should say, with Eric and Jamie, and told them about my blood donor stuff that I do. My father was British Columbia's highest donor before he passed away in 2010. So I started a Partners for Life group in his honor, and I got to go on the news to try to promote this, and of course using social media as well. And when they asked me what my totals, what I would project for my totals, or whatever they call that, there's a word for that. Anyways, they said, what do you think you can do by the end of the year? And I said, I'm pretty sure with the amount of people I could probably wrangle into doing this, we could break my dad's records, which was 532 donations before he passed away.
Wow.
And they said, well, that's never been done in Canadian history. So why don't we go for something a little bit more to the norm? We usually suggest maybe 50 donations for the year. And I said, well, you know what? A, you guys haven't dealt with me yet. And B, you can write that down in your book, but I'm guaranteeing you right now that I'm going to shatter my dad's record. And a year later, the group, I ended up with almost 200 people in the group, and we did 681 donations in the first year.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah. So that story is, of course, on my Twitter, and I have a couple of news clips and stuff that I share quite a bit, just to try to inspire people to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I called into Talk Heathen to say, because this Hamish guy would always be calling in. They're going, the atheists, they've got no morals, and they're not good people. And then I phoned in to sort of counter that, saying, actually, some of us aren't too bad. And then I told them that story. And my attempt to donate a kidney as a live donor to save a friend of mine as well, which ended up not being able to do because they found a minor issue with each of them. So I was taken off the table for that. But I even tried to appeal to the surgeon board saying, listen, this is my life we're dealing with. And if I got to give up a few years to give this guy who's got 4 kids, his wife and his mother that lives with him, and he's a police officer, how many times has he stepped in front of possible danger that could have taken his life? I'm willing to do that, at least try. And they still turned me down.
Wow. Well, it's an amazing gesture, though. So.
Yeah. And he ended up getting a kidney anyways on his birthday of all days. It was a cadaver, but it's not as good as a live kidney. Obviously, you can get more years out of a live kidney than you can with a cadaver. But
it was something.
I have some friends that are on standby just in case something happens.
Awesome.
So I did my due diligence, as you just said, to try and get people to, just be better humans. And that's kind of why I tell these stories, to inspire people to do stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. Is there anybody in the chat that I haven't yet had a chance to say hi to before I jet?
Well, David just joined us. He's
no, hang on. Who was? Let me come over here.
Oh,
is it Adriana?
Hey,
Yeah.
I already talked about. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Just a random question. I always like to ask the certain questions to people. Do you like insects?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the like the cockroach, but I'm I'm like, I dig it. I'm also kind of a softie. I'm the guy who scoops the spider onto the piece of paper and escorts it outside while everybody else is freaking out. So
breaking out their flamethrowers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested, if not well versed in insects. So yeah.
Cool. I just like to ask
there you go.
that.
All right.
David, you just joined us. Is there anything you wanted to talk to Seth about?
Hello. Obviously, I'm going to invite Seth onto the podcast, but before I do that, I think Inquisitive Quandary definitely wanted a link in here as well. So I mainly just wanted to try and get you to give them a link so they can say hello to Seth.
All right. Give me 1 second.
But hello, everyone else as well.
Carry on, you guys. David does a podcast as well, the DRP podcast, over on the other side of the pond there in lovely old England. And he's had
DRP stand for?
As of today, it stands for Dave Does Religion and Politics.
Okay. I like it.
As of today?
Yeah, the new welcome video went up.
Oh, I see. Hang on there. Okay. Hopefully IQ will see that I didn't actually. I put it in that group thing that him and I are in. So maybe he'll see it there.
Okay. I'm not remotely nervous to say hello to Seth. I'm really nervous just to make sure that Inquisitive can actually get into the chat.
I'll hang
out.
I
don't want them to miss out.
I mean, I've got a few.
I can drop out too if somebody else.
Dude, there's plenty of room.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
You can have up to 10 people, but it does get kind of crazy in here when it ends up with 10 people.
Natalie's going to be home in just a few, and I'm going to go down and help her unload the groceries and whatnot. But I've got a few minutes until then, but I'm going to spend the rest of the evening with her. So yeah, is it IQ and gets a chance to scoot in, I'd be happy to just.
Inquisitive Quandary is his name, but we call him IQ for short.
I like that. I'll stick with IQ for sure.
IQ, you're in the chat. I posted the link in the groupie one that you and I are in. Oh, and Brian Stevens wants to know, what Bethany's channel name is, but Bethany doesn't have a YouTube channel, at least not yet.
I don't have
Not
a
yet.
channel. No. I shouldn't I?
She should though.
Sure.
Especially
Just
with
figure
that
out what you want to
smile.
do.
She should
Thank
host it.
you.
She should be a Drawful Champion channel. Like,
Oh no, I suck so bad. Thanks.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at any kind of art. But if you make me do it on a phone with my finger, it is an abomination and it's hysterical. And so most of Drawful is us just looking at other people's stuff going, what is that? What's wrong with you? What happened? One of these days when I remember to do so, I'll throw you a link if you want to jump in.
Absolutely, for sure. I'd
much
be
fun.
down for that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, my wife calls
Right,
it bubblegum for the brain. I spend so much time like activisting. She's like, you need fun stuff. And of course, her idea of fun stuff is let's go to the pool. And I'm like, well, no, let's go put Shin Godzilla in on Blu-ray and play Drawful. So that's my idea of fun. So
yes, it's one of the best Godzillas. Have you seen the new one, by the way?
I'm going Wednesday. A buddy of mine's coming into town and he's going to stay with us. We're going to all caravan up to go catch the 3:30 p.m. this Wednesday. So I'm excited.
I've heard it's good.
I've heard
if you're into the Godzilla, it's good.
Monsters great, humans but I'll take that. I'll
yeah,
take
me
that.
too.
Monster part
Right.
great, human part okay, fine, I'll do that.
Just too
All right, well-
equally out there.
Yeah.
My friend Inquisitive Quandary has joined us now. Finally, is there anything you wanted to talk to Seth about?
Nice to meet you.
First off, thank you, David, for getting Neil's attention. I realize this is a big moment for him,
I
so
know. I'm
there's a
sorry.
lot of quite all right.
David's like the mob. David knows people. He gets things done.
Oh, by the way,
Sure.
You don't want to know
Bible
how
Belt-
he gets it done, but he gets it
Bible Belt Atheist is also trying to get in as well. I just
No.
just shut up for a
BBA.
second. Come on.
Oh yeah, but he'll have to join us after the fact because BBA it's in the group chat. Okay, so there is the link there. But you know him; he's got to eat his dinner first because mommy's on his back, and then he'll jump in there.
There's an in joke I missed, but I'll go with it.
Well, whenever I invite him into the after parties, it's like, yeah, mom just made some dinner, so I got to chow down first, and then I'll join you guys. So
Yeah.
we kind of
Got a carb load before I go live with Neil.
Carb load,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he's 18 years old, right? He just graduated from high school, I think. So he's a youngin', but he hangs out with us old codgers for some reason. I can't figure that out yet.
It's because we're the cool kids.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, Seth, it's kind of hard to express the amount of gratitude that I'm sure most of us share with you without sliding our face up the crack of your ass.
Yes,
So,
all of that.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
you've heard enough of how you're such a great person, and I understand the feeling and just the you hear it a lot. Yes, the gratitude is always great. Yes, thank you for the kind words, and you're just a person doing what you feel you need to be doing in the world, and that is the inspiration that we all appreciate the most.
Wow,
You
thank
have
you.
inspired me in so many different ways that it's I can't really even put it into words. Just the respect of inspiration, because that's kind of my place. There's already a Seth Andrews. There's already a Neil. There's already a Shannon Q. All those people are already out there doing their thing. You inspire people to be them. And what I do is I inspire people. I don't have the means. I'm not a producer. I don't have a show. My YouTube channel has 1 subscriber. I think it's Purple Rhymes with Orange. And I have no videos. and I thank him for that, by the way. It was amazing. No shit, I've got, that's love.
Awesome.
Hey, now
Oh,
it's
But I
Sup,
get on
everybody.
here
orange.
and I show people the respect that they should be getting. And I show people kindness, and I show people the gratitude for just being an inspiration when somebody needs a kind word, when somebody needs to be talked to like a fucking human being, you put that in motion, Seth. And so many people have had that inspiration for inspiration, and it's beyond words. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I want to say two things. One is I have goosebumps. Thank you for that amazing compliment. Two, I would like to make what you just said my ringtone and just have it with me all the time. That's
Yes.
amazing. That's amazing. What an amazing gift. Thank you so much for those words. I don't know. I sometimes find myself apologizing. People, when you see these great minds out there, you find yourself going, I can't compete, but I feel like they look up to those cats, but they kind of relate to me. And that's really what I want. I just want us all to be able to sort of have that relationship as human beings. So if that's part of how you've connected, that's probably the best compliment you can give me. So thanks for that. I appreciate
Inspiration is one of the best gifts you can give anybody, because it drives people to do what they need to do. And it gives people the fuel that they otherwise probably didn't think that they have to just push forward and do something. And it's not just giving somebody a list. It's not a to-do list or a honey-do list or an order or just, barking shit at people. It's feeding somebody something that they need to be who they need to be. And that is fucking beautiful. And that's the whole cornerstone of like everything I do now is just feeding on inspiration, because it is so powerful. And that is what you do, man. It's amazing.
Great. I sure appreciate it. By the way, I got all that recorded. So I got all that. That is my ringtone. No.
That's his new ringtone. That's amazing. Zach has now joined us. Bible Belt Atheist is his name. If you got something really quick you want to say to Seth, you should get it out now, because he's got to go help on those groceries. And I know those feels because my roommate brings them home all the time. So
No, it's nice to meet you, Zach.
Oh yeah, you too. I've seen so many of your speeches. I'm a huge fan of yours.
I've seen you on Twitter, haven't I? Our Twitter handles have crossed. Is that right? Or
yeah, I'm sure. I've commented on a few of your tweets.
That's cool. That's cool. Where you hail from? Where do you live?
Hang on a second.
what are you doing, BBA? Oh, Mom. Yeah, he's got to run outside and check the street sign.
We've all got responsibilities. I get that,
Sure. I think his mom may have walked in the room, and I'm not quite sure if she knows that he's out yet.
He may not be totally, and I get that too. I wonder, if I'd come to a point of apostasy or doubt when I was a teenager, if I'd have known the consequences, would I have just shut up till I could get out the door and establish a foundation on my own and not have to worry about the consequences? Part of me thinks I'd have just slung a little bullshit at him to be able to get out of Dodge where I was paying my own way, and then I could, broadcast it to the world. But it's not easy, And
no, he wouldn't even reveal his face for the longest time on these podcasts. All right, you're back.
All right. Yeah, I'm back. My mother just walked in to grab some stuff.
I figured.
Not gonna judge.
Hang on.
Ain't that a bitch? He gets to talk to Seth Andrews.
No,
and Mom fucks it up.
No,
Thanks, Mom.
I just want to hear what Mom's do. I want to hear the instructions,
He's muted us though.
Oh shit! I was thinking.
Boy.
Come on, Zach, give me your laundry. It's laundry day.
I've told you, how many times have I told you that you need to stop worshiping the devil, put away the pentagram and stop worshiping Satan, because it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. In fact, you know what? Here's some anointing oil, and we're going to drop to our knees right here. And let me tell you about my personal experience. This is what it's like talking to my mother. She's like, I had a personal experience with Jesus. I was here and I felt the Holy Spirit and I spoke in other tongues, and you can't tell me it wasn't real. And of course you look at Mom and you're like, well, what about the dude over here who had an experience with God X, who is not your God, and he's saying the same thing? Well, that guy, he's lying. That's a lie of Satan. Well, how do I know that? Well, because I'm telling the truth. But how do I know that? Well, because he's lying. I mean, it's literally like the wheel of pain that you're on. You cannot get out of it, So,
Well,
anyways, Zach, don't
what
worry about it, brother. I know that life must
Yeah.
intrude. So, no sweat.
Yeah. What makes it even worse is my mother's actually going to be more likely than not at this point, health permitting. She's going to be entering a Catholic monastery later on this year. So,
Holy
Wow.
as
shit!
a nun, yeah.
Dang.
So, what happens in your life? I mean,
Dang.
She's going. Basically, what's going on is she's going to let me have the house and the car for the time being. Because there's an 8-year window before she says her final vows to where she becomes a nun permanently.
she has to
But-
go through an 8-year preparation.
Well, no, kind of, yeah. It's what they call a discernment period. Basically, whether or not she 8 years of whether or not she feels like God is calling her to be a nun permanently. So
That seems.
yeah,
That's
it
heavy
was.
shit, man.
Yeah,
If he
previous-
invites you to the prime graduation to this, and you're walking up to the building, and there's a fair amount of smoke coming from the chimney, run.
That's the incinerator.
You are to be sacrificed.
Yeah.
Accept
Yeah.
this offering, oh Lord. Yeah, I've seen
I
this
don't
movie.
know your mother. I'm sure she's a wonderful woman, but shit can go south
Mhm.
real quick, man, when there's an 8-year introductory period.
Yeah,
He has
she's
passed into manhood and is ready to be consecrated unto God. Yeah.
But in all
Yeah.
serious, Bible Belt, when
sounds
you
kinky.
replay this later on, which I know we all will, we are not laughing at you when you had to go talk to your mother. We've all been there, brother.
No.
Actually,
It's
I was.
We
kinda laughing
we
at him.
understand any group that would understand you more is right here when the shit you have to deal with right now, man.
This is a fraternal
Yeah.
this is a fraternal exercise. I think we're just reassuring you that we know how crazy it is and we know how difficult it is. So and you're
Yeah.
you know, honestly, I'm excited to meet somebody who's a young person who's part of this sort of rise of the non-religious that's happening all around
Mhm.
us. I mean, you're a part of that. And it's
Mhm.
because you've cast off the sort of the magical thinking of your culture and decided you're going to figure it out on your own terms. That's massive. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm honored to meet you, Zach. And
Oh,
just
thank you.
remember, you're not alone. You're not crazy. It's okay. Your life belongs to you, whatever mom does. I mean, I've still got this movie in my head about your mom going into the halls for 8 years. And at the end, you know, there's a ceremony and wow. But in all seriousness, I know it can't be easy for you, but you know, I hope
Yeah.
you find some encouragement here that you're not alone and it's okay. And your
Mhm.
life belongs to you. Okay,
Yeah, definitely.
man.
But
What
yeah,
did
my
you
mother does know about my channel. But now she's like, she won't get away from keeping on calling it calling my channel a channel promoting Satanism.
Yeah.
Like she keeps on calling it, telling me that I'm promoting Satanism. I'm promoting Satanism. I'm like, shut up.
My
Satan isn't
parents feel
real.
the same. I mean, there is no off button. There is either light
Yeah,
or
no.
dark, right? So when they're like,
Yeah.
well, you're out there promoting Satanism, I'm like, no, I'm not promoting the devil.
Just tell her you're promoting baby eating.
You just took me back to Inspector Gadget there, Seth. Just
No,
saying.
Dr. Claw. Is that
Dr.
what-
Claw,
Dr. Claw,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Dang.
Well,
An
you guys,
atheist ate your baby.
you guys encourage me. I'm going to have to go take care of some family responsibilities here, but it's an honor to
Absolutely.
have been a part of it. And you guys are awesome. And I'll see you out there, and our paths will hopefully one day cross in person. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
That would be
If you're
awesome.
at Faithless Forum again next year, I'll see you there.
All right. See you. You all be good.
See you, Seth.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you, Seth.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Wow, guys, what do you think of that? Huh?
Wow.
Well then,
Pretty amazing.
Seth is a really
Kick ass.
awesome guy.
Yeah.
I mainly
just
came on here
kinda-
for Seth, so I might hop out now because my battery's about to die.
Fine, fuck me too.
We all just
No,
told
like-
you we had your back, and you're just gonna leave us like that.
I have,
no, no,
really
legit,
have
like
to
my
make the
battery's at
pun.
16%, so I got.
I have to make the pun before you go.
Okay.
What?
The closet case atheist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it looks like you're in a closet right now. Literally.
Yeah, that's what I thought. From the laundry room.
I love a good
Yeah.
pun. It's great.
No,
You don't have
it's
to
all
hang
good.
around, buddy. It's okay, man. You don't have to hang around. If you got shit you got to
No,
do,
but this is
your battery's
actually,
to 60%.
yeah,
What do you
my battery's starting to run low, so I'm gonna need to throw this on charger.
Okay.
But this is actually a closet, but I'm only in here. I'm only in here because my mother can't hear me when I'm in here. So
That's what I figured.
yeah.
So when you leave, are you coming out of the closet or what?
You know what? I always tell people don't ever go into the closet because then you'll never have to come out.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't even get into my closet because there's too much shit in the way. But anyway,
I thought you were making a fat joke about yourself. I was about like, Neil, you're not fat. What the hell are you talking about?
you haven't seen me in person, have you?
I've seen full body shots of you. You're not.
Oh yeah,
fat.
because I keep doing those crotch shots every time I get up to grab
Yeah,
something. don't I?
dude, that
Yes.
gratuitous crotch shot.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah. By the way, Neil, how's your Prius running?
My Prius. Thanks. Fill in for Duke.
I told you I can fill in for Duke. When he's not here.
Yeah, my Fusion is running well, thank you. I do have to get some ball joints replaced, but that I can do on my own. Actually,
Got to get his balls replaced.
Yeah, I gotta get my ball joints replaced.
Yeah.
I'm handy capable enough to do that, so it's okay. I
That's
can do
good.
that.
All right. Well, my low battery notification just came on, so I'm gonna have to let y'all go.
Fuck your low battery.
Yeah.
Off you go.
All right. I'll see
All
y'all
right,
later.
Zach. Good to see you, man. It's been a while since you popped in.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have a video up Wednesday.
All
Hopefully.
right, let me know. I'll check it out for
Yeah,
sure.
let us know.
So.
We'll check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna
Right.
be the rant on the abortion bans that have been going on. around the
Oh,
country.
very good, very good.
So,
Very
all right.
good. And
Oh.
See
do
y'all
one about
later.
the NIFB too.
Oh yeah. I'll see y'all later.
Yes.
Take it
Cheers,
back.
man.
See you, Zach.
See ya.
You know, I didn't realize when I bought these beers earlier today. These are a local brewery called Caribou, and I said, okay, this is the one I haven't tried yet, the Caribou Malt. So I figured, all right, I'll give it a try. I've tried their honey lager, I've tried their genuine draft, I've tried their regular ale, and I thought, okay, let's give the malt a try. And I get it home and I start drinking it, and I realize it's 8% alcohol.
You sounded like your speech was slurring a little bit there for a
Oh,
second.
can it?
There's a local brewery in Cincinnati called Rheingeist, and they make an IPA that is it's a 7.2% and has an
Wow.
has an IBU of 75. If
What?
anybody's yeah, it's
Dang.
it's like drinking a fucking flower vase. It's love it. I'm an ale guy. I love an IPA. Actually, I mean,
Me
I
too.
actually love going for those like Belgian ales, those quadruples,
Yeah.
like La Trappe and Chimay. You know, I can't afford to drink like that. But
Start a PayPal for drunks.
I'm not homeless. I just need expensive beer.
Exactly. Yeah, just send me some money so I can drink better.
Yeah. I want to drink above my means.
you know, honesty works the best because I went to school for the School for Creative and Performing Arts down here in Cincinnati, and it was like downtown Cincinnati. So, you know, I had to go into downtown every day, and there was a lot of homeless people that always hit us up and all that. Some people, and I was always, as generous as I could be. Some people were just like kind of pushy, and you're like, no, man. And the best one I ever heard was a guy. He approaches me. He says, "Hey, man, can I get $2? Because I'm hungry. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. All I eat's pussy. But that shit's expensive, man. I need $2.
He's $2 short for pussy.
Well, hey, $2 goes a long way when you're homeless, man. But it's just the sheer fact that he wasn't trying to give me a bullshit story. It was a joke. It was like it's almost an exchange. It's like he told me a joke, and I gave him $2 just because that was some of the funniest shit that I'd ever heard in my life at the moment. It's just honesty. Another guy approach it. I tell you a joke for a smoke. And, he tells you a joke, and you're like, here you go, buddy. And it's like, it's not just panhandling. They're like actually providing some kind of service. And, I'm not better than these people. But it's like it's capitalism. Like they're offering a service and you're paying for it, and they're willing to do something. And it's just that attitude where you do something for somebody and they give you something. And it's not just that you're getting something in return. It's that they're working for it and they're doing something. And that's not the reason to help somebody, but it always makes it more enjoyable.
So what if the joke isn't funny?
Doesn't matter.
That helped.
I'd be like, you need to try a little harder, bud.
By the way, guys, now that if you guys have not read this book by Seth, it is fantastic. I have it in hard copy and audiobook, just so you know.
That would work better for me, audiobook, because who reads?
I'm listening to No Sacred Cows right now, actually, and I do have a copy of that as well that he signed for me, which was pretty damn cool.
I
Snap.
would have loved to meet any of those guys, all of them at Faithless Forum. That would have been awesome.
Oh man, I forgot to tell him about the picture that I took with him and Matt Dillahunty, where Seth is over one shoulder and Matt's over the other shoulder, and then Nacha Witness took the picture and edited himself into the picture instead of
He had like 5 different pictures, just that one stream. It was upside down, then he replaced it with that, then he was like skiing or something like that. It was something weird.
Oh, he's a master at that shit.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, Notch is amazing. He's one of the first people I met here. Basically, I started out doing this sort of thing with another freaking atheist, my friend Don Michaud, who lives in my province up in Kamloops, who I'm going to be seeing shortly. I started doing this because of him and getting into doing the podcast. I had no idea how to do this shit. I didn't even know you could actually do this shit. Now, as I said in the earlier interview, it was Seth Anders that made me want to do the deconversion stories, because that's how he started. But just doing it with Don at his place, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I got to go back and I got to start doing this. I got to start up a channel, and I finally did with the it was Godless Engineer and Caitlin that were like, yeah, you get this shit going. You've got a great voice. You've got you're a personable guy. You should be able to do this no problem. So those are the people that kind of got me into getting this going. So shit, no, I totally forgot where the fuck I was going with this. Anyway,
I'm surprised you have ear headphones on that it escaped.
I still have nostrils, okay, and everything
and a mouth, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, but that's how I got my start, was because Dawn and Seth made me choose to do deconversion stories, and then of course GE and Godless Engineer were, because I was promoting their whole peanut butter drive that they did to get peanut butter for the homeless kids or something, or I can't remember what it was now. It was a year ago now. So literally I've been doing this now for almost an entire year.
Cool, that's awesome.
Yeah, and things have been getting better and better. I mean, I've been getting the attention of people like Seth. But mind you, I had to walk up and go, "Hey, come on my show," and he did, which was really cool. But just getting to meet everybody, and there's some really great people that are going to be coming up on my show. By the way, I did a tweet earlier.
Oh shit,
Duke, you're a little late, buddy.
Hi, man. I just walked up on my porch, dude. What do you want?
That's okay. I did a tweet earlier because I managed to land. Well, I saw him yesterday and was hanging out with him. But Armin Navabi is going to come on my show now on the 26th of June. And Scientist Mel finally said, you know what? I'm going to come on and tell my story. So Scientist Mel will be joining us on July 8th. And
she's in the chat.
Is she? Oh,
yep.
Hi, Mel.
She's asking me for more fan art.
Oh, is she?
I adore Mel.
Oh, she's awesome. She's like her intellect puts mine to shame. Let's put it that way. So Thomas Westbrook is also going to be on the show. You guys will probably know him as Holy Kool-Aid, and that's on June 24th. The two ladies that started their own podcast, Forsaking Faith, they're both coming on the show on the 17th. So that's only 7 days away. Yeah, so there's some really cool shit coming up, and of course, Inquisitive Quandary, who's in the chat with us right now.
Woohoo! The interloper.
The
interloper.
I've got him for July 13th, so remember to come on back to hear him and I go at it for a little while there. And I just spit all over my computer screen. Isn't that lovely?
Yes.
You can dress me up, and you can't take me anywhere.
But did you call it a dirty whore?
Maybe.
Did you try to choke it?
You would have seen this if I did.
Yeah.
Oh man! Hey, a little off subject. Neil, have you heard? Did you see? I tweeted it at Stags, and I meant to tag you it, and I didn't. But did you see the thing that Claypool is doing with Sean Lennon, John Lennon's son?
No.
It's called the Claypool Lennon Delirium. It is dope. Dude, it's so dope, man. It's the dopest thing ever.
Wow. I like Julian Lennon's stuff. And
no, Sean.
Sean Lennon. Oh, okay.
The younger of the two Lennons.
I know who he is.
Julian Lennon's really good too, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very creative guy. He's got a lot of his dad in him, that's for sure.
Oh, they both do. This sounds like Lennon. I mean, it sounds like something Lennon would write.
Man, could you imagine the coolest fucking shit that he could have put out by now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, McCartney, like a lot of the shit McCartney's put out has been fucking fantastic, dude.
I'm more of a Lennon guy, but okay.
Not me. Never have been. I'm more of a Harrison guy than either of them, but I like.
Interesting, for sure.
I like
McCartney better.
A tribute band coming up. I mean, we already got Dimebag Daryl and Tom Araya sitting right here in front of us. I mean, shit.
Daryl. What the fuck? Wait, you referring to me? I don't have.
No, Matt. Like he posted a picture of himself, and I'm like, damn, he kind of fucking looks like Dimebag. Like, you know, he just needs the red goatee just a little bit longer, and he's got it nailed. I told him, like, if they ever like make like a Pantera movie, fucking audition.
Yeah.
He needs to be playing the Dean though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He can't be playing that Jackson shit.
Yeah. No, Jackson's good.
I love Jackson.
Jelly.
We've got.
I have jelly as shit.
We've got. Matthew, myself.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a drummer amongst us. We should form an atheist band, you guys.
We should. We should start it up. You know, it's not like one of us has sent like a guitar piece to another one. It's supposed to be working on a song right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. As you guys say down there, I plead the fifth.
I don't have no way to record my shit.
I literally just put my phone. Not for for the electric it would be hard. For the acoustics, it's a little easier because the electric would be a little bit more difficult, I think, to record with your phone.
Well,
I could make some loops on my iPad, on Launchpad and Gadget and whatever.
Hell yeah!
What are you going to loop?
Do some
Give us some of that electronica shit from like Prodigy and stuff. That's what we could use. We can work with industrial stuff, with some guitars, and
I can straight up throw bass lines over shit like that.
Oh fuck yeah!
Red Venture joined us.
I've still got my.
Hey everybody.
Hey Bob.
What's going on,
Red?
Hey Red.
Doing all right. Just got done streaming.
Oh, did you? You missed Seth Andrews.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. He actually came into the hangout afterwards, the after party, and hung out with us for a little while and talked to everyone individually. It was really cool.
That was awesome.
That's awesome.
He's a hell of a guy, isn't he?
But yeah, that's cool of him.
Yeah, totally. I was totally not. I was thinking, dude, Seth Andrews, he's a busy dude. He's got shit to do. He's probably not going to do the after party. And mind you, I did send a message to Aaron. Listen, Seth's on the show tonight, so if you want to pop in and say, hey, old friend. And he said, I totally do that, but I'm actually otherwise engaged in something. And he says, and he goes, by the way, if you're thinking he's not going to come into the after party, he probably will. So I felt a little better.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Neil.
I've had enough today, actually.
Sorry, so you've hit your question quota then.
I have. No, it's okay. Go ahead, man.
Going to Faithless Forum and meeting all them people, all the big names. How hard was it to not fanboy out?
Dude, you know what's the weird thing? I just walk around and give everybody my stickers. These things, right? Which I have like 3 left, by the way.
I know. I'm still waiting for mine.
Bite me. You're gonna have to wait till the next crew. But anyways, and Drew, aka genetically modified skeptic, and Thomas. With me. I know. Thomas, who's Holy Kool-Aid, both of them said to me, we've been noticing how hard you've been working trying to promote. And, we've checked out your stuff. We think you do great work. I mean, the ACA wants to take my show on, for fuck's sakes. Right? Jamie Boone,
awesome.
The president, has told me that himself. And Mark Vandenbrake, who's one of the producers at the ACA, has also said, oh, yeah, man, we'll get you in here eventually. So I have yet to discuss that with them. At some point, it'll happen. But they're dealing, of course, with all the just newly elected people, and people have left the ACA, of course. It's been all over the fucking place lately. So we'll wait for the dust to settle, and then we'll figure something out.
Just don't forget about us little people.
Dude, the first thing he's gonna do is be like, no more Duke.
Yeah, no more Duke and Matt. You two fuck off.
No, guys, come on, seriously. I'm not that guy. I don't. Friends.
I'm gonna get you in so much goddamn trouble, though.
I imagine. But don't forget, though, Duke, the after parties are not going to be broadcast through the ACA, so
there you go.
You don't have to worry about that.
So we're not going to have to watch our potty mouths or
getting
behind each other.
You should be fine. You should be fine.
It's literally impossible for me to watch my potty mouth. Like I think at this point it'd be like it'd be like throwing a bunch of freaking ground beef on the ground and then being like to your dog, like, don't eat that.
There's a T-bone. Don't fucking touch it.
That's my meat, goddammit.
I want to hear from Red, man. You popped in for a little bit on the last one, but what have you been up to, dude?
I've been work schedules shifted around on me now, so there's I jump between first and second shifts working. So the last 2 weeks I was on second shifts, couldn't join any of the fun. So that's where I've been. Been streaming more on Twitch, more regularly.
Make up with McRae yet?
No, I don't think that's ever happening.
No, McRae's McRae. He's gonna be him for the rest of his life, and we just kind of got to take him with a grain of salt. That's
I got into it with him recently.
Oh yeah, I've been into it with him. But aside from that, him and I can message each other and be like, it's all It's all fun. But but some people can't do that with him. But I mean, McRae's going to be McRae, and he's not going to change for anybody.
Yeah.
My question is, how in the hell did he land a spot on S.J. Thomason's podcast thing? How?
Fucking brown noser. That's why. Well, he claims that he's friends with her, which I don't understand.
They can't be. The banter back and forth between them.
Oh, I know.
I don't know, man, because I used to still be friends with her, and our freaking banter back and forth was pretty ruthless.
It can be.
She's just one of those loves and abusive types. I mean,
these 8% beers are fucking good, by the way.
Oh yeah, we can tell you're enjoying them.
you just shut up over there, okay? I don't want to have to get in my car and drive all the way to Florida, kick your ass, okay?
Okay.
Stop it.
Stop being a hooser.
You ever notice the drunk people, when they're talking to you, if they're really drunk, they stare at your neck and not your eyes?
That's because there's also eyes down there when you're drunk, especially with the malt liquor.
They're all like, I don't like you. I heard what you said about me when we were by the chip dip earlier.
Yeah,
you called me a dirty hippie.
Or it's like, man, you're like my fucking favorite person ever.
Yeah, I love you.
I just fucking respect the fuck out of you, man. Like straight out, like I don't even know what I would do.
Then he starts crying.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not sad. These are tears of frustration because your friends don't like me.
The tears of frustration because you still owe me that spanking.
There's still about a half an hour before I gotta go. Fuck you guys. Shut up.
Okay, guys. Scientist Mel was just about to go. Can I just quickly screen share this fan art?
Of course.
Shit, I can't do that. Okay, I'm going to do that instead, and that's going to be your podcast with.
Sweet.
It's going fast.
Wait, hold on. Let me present that, David. Hang on. Just, you yahoos, just shut the hell up.
Once again, steak on the floor with the dog.
Anything on the screen? It's just I'm looking at.
What the
Mel's right. It's okay.
Did you draw that, David? That's pretty good.
I've been very occasionally just doing like these random sketches every now and again when somebody says something.
Man, I was trying to feature your artwork there, and you screwed me over. Right. Well, just so you guys know, Mel's going to be on the show, like I mentioned earlier. What is it? What was it? What did we agree on? July something or other. Yeah. Hang on. I'm getting to it. Jesus, shut up. July 8th, which is Monday. Sorry, at 4 p.m. I promise, Mel, I won't be this drunk. I promise. This is goddamn 8% beer. That's what it is. Anyway, who else? You know who else I got to get on the show? One of my new favoritist people, Orla Saraf.
Yeah.
She's awesome. And I don't know if you... Diana, we don't speak whatever the hell that is. Russian dialect something. It's like, no, I'm not coming on your fucking show, and he'll like go by.
Definitely Russian.
No. Well, how about an after party? You can come and hang out with us one day. How does that sound? She said, no. I haven't seen so many no's in one sentence in my entire life. And hi, Diana. I saw you sneak in here with your Russian, whatever the hell that was. And Dawn, you can come in here if you want, because there's still about A little under half an hour before I got to take off. So
Take off.
take off, eh?
Eh? Yeah, eh?
It's one of those new. Was it? It's one of those new wave bands.
Yeah, eh?
I'm sorry. What was that? Was that even English?
No age bands.
One of those new age bands, man.
Wait. New age bands? What do you mean?
You don't know
Like,
what? You don't remember what? What's the
Yanni
name?
or something?
What's it's a quote of that thing with the fucking guy. What's Rick Moranis and the other guy, and he's all they're doing the Canadian thing.
They're doing the Canadian
and they,
thing.
Yeah,
because they are Canadian.
Take off to the great white north. Take off. The beauty way
It's
to
a
go.
beauty way to go.
but they found like a piece of sandpaper and they put it on like the record player. They're like, oh, it's one of those newfangled new wave records, man, or something. I don't know.
Newfangled new wave records. Was this an SCTV thing or something?
I don't know. I saw a clip of it on something else that was funny. I don't remember what it was. Sorry. I knew a vaguely Canadian reference that fell flat on its face.
Oh, he can't tonight. Oh, he has construction happening above him. Then go on your phone, Don, leave your house, and you can join us without worrying about the construction.
There you go.
And Canadian's a thing now.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Sorry, go ahead.
Of course.
A moment of clarity.
I got nothing.
I got blocked by the amazing atheist.
So did I.
Yeah,
Apparently,
anybody following Dusty got the.
Yeah, I got the X.
Yeah. I don't even fucking care. I can't stand the douchebag anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
Well, just like I said on Steve McRae's post about that, the amazing atheist TJ, who the fuck, he reminds me of that one atheist chick that is offended by all the pumpkin emojis.
Atheist. So Danny, the atheist girl.
Yeah, which is a worthless fucking cause, and I go, whatever her name is, she's not important enough for me to remember who the fuck she is. So it's like,
she, you know,
she fucking hates me, dude.
Everybody hates you, so it's okay.
Oh,
it's all on part here. Well, except for me, I love you.
So
I love
Duke. No, of course not.
I love Duke, though.
We've been through this in private messages, you pervert. So anyways.
Take off, you hoser.
Danny, you know, I followed her. She was one of the first atheists I actually followed on Twitter, but seeing the toxicity levels that she can produce sometimes, I don't want to unfollow her because it's almost amusing, but I don't think she really understands what the whole pumpkin thing is about. She's viewing it as all these people that were at Faithless Forum that had the whole transgender gate thingy going on, and now they're trying to make up for it by doing this pumpkin brigade in favor of Dear Mr. Atheist. She thinks that it's some way that these people are trying to redeem themselves or something, and the two aren't even connected. So
right, if she would watch that video that Dear Mr. Atheist put out, or the series,
we've tried to give it to her.
Yeah, but she refuses. She lives in this bubble.
Well, she's got. It's interesting too that she's like, well, this is cult behavior, and it's like, dude, your entire following is cult behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit!
Exactly. Like, I'm sorry. What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. I think her and the amazing atheist are two peas in a pod.
Not at all.
Yeah, I would have to go with Red. I don't think so either.
No,
TJ's used to be cool, but somewhere along the road, the fame got to him, and he just snapped like a dry twig in heat. You know, like I don't know.
Well, it's more TJ's just sick and tired of Dusty jumping on him with the gotcha shit and all that shit. Right? Like he posted a joke picture of Philip DeFranco as Hitler. And ended up on that, and Dusty jumped on his shit again over it, and it's like, so at that point, it just seems like he's just doesn't want to deal with Dusty over,
maybe
the petty shit Dusty has with him.
Didn't they used to be friends?
Yeah, they used to be friends. They used to be business partners.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't even know who the hell Dusty was.
Cult of Dusty?
Oh, dude, I've known about Dusty for a long time. Actually, when Dusty's on point, he is on fucking point. I've given him props a few times. When he used to do this, the narration of the Bible movies, that shit was hilarious.
I got to say, Wonder Lady's right, or Faye, she's right. Atheist Girl doesn't watch videos, so she's kind of like a theist that way. When you produce actual evidence for something like evolution and you drop a link, the theist is just going to go, I didn't see that, and carry on with their nonsense. Atheist Girl can be kind of the same way. If you listen, because even I've tried with her, it's like, Danny, listen, check this out, and you'll have a much better understanding of what's going on. But it was like, I didn't even get a reply. It was like, you know what? Yeah.
Oh, you remember I asked you about the pumpkin thing, and
this video is gonna get downvoted 1,400 times.
Who's gonna get that?
I made one for Kool-Aid as well. Just interjecting.
What the fuck?
Why am I on the screen again, David? David, what are you doing?
You drinking the holy Kool-Aid.
Oh, I see what you've done. Is this that game that you guys were talking about earlier?
No, but it might as well be.
Because I got to tell you, David, if that's your artistic talent, stick to your day job. Okay.
Damn it!
I had such high aspirations. I was going to be the next Picasso.
David, that's where you're supposed to say, "Take off, you hoser."
No.
Dude, I'm putting a lightning rod on that shit.
See, it's not quite fair to say everybody hates Duke.
You missed the comment. Sorry, Faye. I was talking about what you had mentioned earlier, that Danny doesn't actually watch videos. I was referencing the fact that she's like a theist that way when you dump in a link to evidence for something like evolution, and they ignore it. She's the same way that way. That's what my comment was all about.
Well, did she get that whole pumpkin gang or pumpkin brigade thing from Ocean?
Oh, I don't know. I know Ocean's been pushing the pumpkin brigade name.
Yes.
I'll tell you though, the group that I'm in, the NAFB takedown group that I'm in, that's got all those guys and like Caitlin and GE and stuff in there. They've been doing some hella good work. They've already got, I think, a couple of PayPal accounts of these assholes shut down. They've already got, they've got them deplatformed on a couple of things. Generally, the ones where they're talking about the videos where they're talking about killing gays and stuff like that. Those are the ones that they're going after, and so far it's been working. So, I mean, free speech is free speech, but sometimes you got to draw a line, especially when they're advocating for people to go out and kill.
Well, they're violating terms of service.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not like we're just mass flagging shit to be an asshole.
It's trying to inspire people to go out and kill other people, especially marginalized groups. It's like, you know what? Take one of these, and if you don't like that one, I got a second one for you. So, if you don't like those two, here's a fucking whole bouquet of the motherfuckers right here. Right? So, fuck you.
Are you going to? Never mind. I'm gonna leave that joke on the floor. I pulled it out, and it was almost there, and I dropped it at the last second. It died.
Dude, you're getting old.
You pull out?
I pulled out, dude.
Yeah. I was waiting for Neil to spit his beer all over the screen.
That has yet to happen. You guys have tried a few times.
We'll
but I've
get
been able to maintain and keep it within. I'll be honest with you, though. know, throughout my life, I've spit beer all over the place a few times, and just from reading funny shit on like Twitter, right? Or coffee. I'll be at work and I'll be like sipping on my coffee, and then I'll read something that like Thomas or somebody puts out there, and it just comes right out of my nose and everything. And then I got a message and I go, "Fuck you, Thomas! This coffee just came out of my nose, you bastard!" You know, right? So it has happened. Wonder lady. Oh, you're nomming. Oh,
nom nom nom.
Is it for Beer Duke night? Huh? For Beer Duke night. Oh, I think he's referencing to the last time you jumped in one of my after parties. Don,
no.
Is it a for Beer Duke night? Well, I don't think so, Don, because it's not a weekend. But you know me, I don't give a shit what day of the week it is. I go to work just like everybody else the next day at 4 a.m, I might add. So,
I do as well.
Yeah. Oh,
I do as well.
You know my pain. And I show up there and everyone's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, just fuck off for an hour and give me some time to get here."
See, yeah. I show up to work like that, and the first thing that happens is some insane person comes up and sits down in front of me and acts insane. Like I had a lady that was out. I had a lady that was an outpatient, so she had to have like some labs and shit done. And she sits down in front of me, and I'm like, okay. So I pull up her shit, and I'm checking her demographics. I'm like, so what's your phone number? She's like, oh God, oh
Are you
God, oh God, I don't know, I don't know. I said okay, no worries. This happens way more often than you think. It's okay. What's your address? She goes, oh God, oh God. And then and then she's like, I have to get my ex-husband. And she stands up, she runs to the door, she goes, Randolph, get in here, Randolph.
Where do we live?
And she pulls him in, she drags him over to my chair. She goes, sit down right here, Randolph, and tell this man what he wants to know. I'm going to the bathroom.
Wow.
I was like, and so he's standing in front of me. He looks at me and he goes, I don't know what to do. And I had to be professional because I wanted to say, just leave, dude. She's your ex-wife.
What are you still doing with her?
Just get in your car and go somewhere else. Oh, it was brutal.
You are not a good person. I'm sorry.
Were you thinking I'm the only one that this happens to? Was that going through your mind during the whole thing?
I'm pretty sure there's things that I'm the only one that it happens to. That happens to me at my work. Like the two, like there's two ladies that come in. They're like twins, and they're like old, and they're like cray as hell.
They used to wander the mall where I worked at the record store. And there was these two little old ladies with long white hair, glasses, super short, and they'd wander through the mall, and they'd come in, and they'd always be like flipping through the jazz section or something. So of course I know a bit about jazz, so I go over there and offer them up some conversations, and they'd look at me like this, and then run out of the store. I'm like, what is wrong with you two?
Well, these two ladies, he's like 6'9". He's a goddamn Nordic giant.
Almost got me. Almost got me.
These two women literally. So I had I've told the story before. I don't know if I've told it on your show before, but so I had 3 ladies come in. The first lady came in. She was hurt, and but she's in the industry we have what we call frequent flyers, right? These are people that show up all the time, and their problems are more psychosomatic than they are actually physical. We can't ever find anything physically wrong with them, but they're convinced that something's wrong with them, so they're in the ER a lot. And so the first one comes in, she's upset. I get her to a seat, I get her logged in. She's sitting there crying, at top volume, just sobbing. And then they came in, and they're sobbing. They came in holding hands, ugly crying. And so I get them checked in. Checked in. Yeah. I get them checked in. So they're all three sitting there, ugly crying. And I'm waiting. And these people are like, they're like 5 feet from me and facing me. So like this is like I spent the better part of like 45 minutes listening to them caterwaul. And I mean it's not like I'm sitting there like upset about it. It's just one of those things you deal with. And this guy comes in, he sliced the tip of his finger off with a bandsaw, and he's like, I'm gonna faint. And he's a big dude. So I run around and catch him from behind.
Okay.
He got behind him.
Yeah, it's exactly what I did. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're gonna say I yelled timber.
This guy's gonna faint. I want to be in the right. No, I ran around to catch him because I don't want anybody to fall and hurt themselves. Right? I take my job. Believe it or not, as callous as I seem, I take my job really seriously. But so I run around, I catch the guy under his arms, and I lower him down to the ground. These two ladies stand up in unison, put their hands over us, and start Pentecostal praying over us.
Oh, jeez.
Like with their eyes rolled back in their head and everything. They're like going, Lord Jesus, save this bitch.
Okay, I bet your eyes were rolling in the back of your head.
You ever ask those speaking in tongue people to repeat what they just said? They can't do it.
What I thought was, I'm in hell. I was wrong. I was fucking wrong. I was driving to work. I crashed my car. I died. This is hell.
This is hell. Oh,
yeah. It's been the rest of my life, the rest of eternity, checking these people in over and over and over again.
And
David,
listening to people pray in tongues.
Just wanted you to know, quit hogging the conversation, okay?
I do apologize.
What? You don't have to do that. You're not Canadian. It's okay.
We taught you how to apologize.
Actually, that's kind of true. I think we were the of all the we'll call them British apostates that left and wanted to be on their own. I think Canadians clung on the longest until like what was it, 64 or something. We finally said, you know what, fuck you guys, and then went on our own. Yet for years we still kept putting the damn Queen on our money for some reason. But anyway.
Well, somebody's got to save her. There's no God.
That's a Sex Pistols reference, people.
That's awesome.
Awesome. My favorite Sex Pistols quote of all time is from the guitarist whose name I can never remember. Is it Steve Jones? Steve Jones.
Thank you, Red. Thank you. I didn't want to Duke myself, so.
So he was talking about, because originally the band was more not like punk at all. Like the bass player wrote all the songs, and he would use all these really complex chords.
Oh no!
And Steve
just came afterwards. You're right.
Yeah. Steve Vicious came. Sid Vicious came afterwards, and like Steve Jones was like, said to him, he says, "You writing all these fucking Beatles chords? I don't fucking play Beatles chords. You get major fucking chords."
By the way, dude, that was a terrible English accent.
Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it so much, Neil.
He's been working on it, can't you tell?
He has been. He's been trying to dement it just so.
I was throwing a little bit of fucking Florida on it, dude.
There you go.
You got to rub a little bit of Florida on everything you do, man.
I thought that you were mixing a little bit of that Aussie and England together to create.
They're all the same thing, dude.
There's oh man,
I keep forgetting that Orla's a Brit as well. Sorry, yeah, Orla Seraph. She's one of the people in the chat.
I can't see the chat because I'm on my phone.
If you don't know who she is, you should follow her on Twitter because she's pretty damn cool. One of the cool people.
Give her a shout out to
you, fucking trucker. No, I'm just kidding.
That's dirty trucker to you.
Dirty trucker.
Is that like
my Twitter handle?
Take a fucking shower, will you?
Actually, I just got to. I got in my hotel room, and the first thing I thought was, all right, I need a fucking shower. Okay.
Wait, are you telling me that right now you're lying in a hotel room? You're in a hotel bed right now?
Yes.
And we're not actually seeing you in the cab of your truck?
Yeah, look at this shit.
Holy shit. Living the life.
Yeah, for
Look at this guy.
$80 a night.
Oh, it suddenly dropped $20 from the last time you said that.
Well, it's actually we got the Peterbilt discount because
Oh, okay, cool.
because our trucks are being worked on over there. They give us a $20 a 20% discount, so it come up to like 79 something a night or whatever. But hey, the savings is savings, whatever.
Is a dirty trucker like a close cousin of a dirty Sanchez?
It might be.
Enough out of you.
Yeah. Maybe we need to look that up or make some kind of that Urban Dictionary entry in there.
Shit, you guys, I gotta take off. It's 6:30.
Take off, you hoser.
So, yeah, no, I'm heading downstairs to watch the Toronto Raptors take the cup, or the trophy, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not usually a big basketball fan. I said if Toronto ever made it into the finals and had a chance to win it all, I was going to pay attention. Anyway,
all right. Well, I got to take off anyway.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks again to all you guys hanging out in the chat. It's always fun. And remember what I always say at the end of these things is it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.